Hey Alice, what's wrong with you? Esther, it's been a while. Everything is just fine. Why did you ask that? Why did I ask that? It's because you didn't contact me at all. It's terrible of you to keep such an important thing from me as a secret. I'm sorry, I've just been so busy lately. I heard about that. You guys bought a condo, didn't you? And it's a high rise. That's amazing. My son Hector spent a lot of money on it. Did Hector tell you about that? I was going to contact you when everything gets settled. I've been so busy with the move. I'm sorry I haven't been able to contact you. You should have contacted me, you know. I was surprised to hear about it yesterday. I'm so excited to hear that you're moving to a high-rise in New York City. I'm so happy for you that you were able to marry Hector, Alice. Thanks to Hector that you're now a member of the upper-class society. Well, yes. I had no problem living in the apartment I've been living in before we moved out. But Hector insisted that he wanted to live in a high-rise. A high-rise! He's worked hard for that. He says he's recently been promoted as a department manager. He's indeed a brilliant kid, just like me. There's no way a person in his position would live in such a shabby apartment you were living in. He was right to take the plunge without listening to a poor woman like you. You should be grateful to my son, since he's the one who's providing for you. Oh, gosh. So, I'm thinking of going to see your new home sometime in near future. When are you available? Tomorrow? What? Tomorrow? Well, sorry, Esther. I don't think tomorrow works. We just moved in, so things aren't organized yet. Besides, I've got a lot of work to do because of the move, so I'd appreciate it if you could reschedule your visit. You said you just moved in. It's been a month, right? No matter how big the condo is, it can be organized in a month. You're not skipping work by saying that you're busy, are you? I'm not slacking off. I'm also working, so I can't spend all my time just for cleaning up. What work? You're a housewife, so cleaning up comes first, right? It's a different case this time. Besides, this month, the kids have school events, so I don't have much time. I've almost finished the living room and our stuff. But Hector hasn't put away his personal belongings. There are still a lot of cardboard boxes inside the room. Why don't you take care of those things right away? What a useless wife. Thanks to Hector that you were able to move into a high rise, and now you're telling me that you can't even clean up for him? You're not doing your job properly as my son's wife. I'm also working, so I'm supposed to take care of myself. I do most of the childcare and house chores. Of course, you do those things. Your job doesn't pay much anyway. It's natural for a woman to take care of the house chores. It's also a woman's job to take care of her husband. So stop messing around and get all things done. Jeez. Oh yes, how are my lovely grandchildren? They haven't been visiting me lately, which is kind of boring. They are doing just fine. They're both in upper grades of elementary school now, so they're busy with club activities and playing with their friends. I see. They're very bright just like me and Hector. They share their genes with their grandmother. You have to let them come visit me regularly. We need to make them understand how blessed they are to have my son as their father and me as their grandmother. Don't you understand that unless I tell you? You really are a very inconsiderate wife. I'm really glad that my grandchildren are different from you. I'm sorry. I'll tell the kids about that later. Oh my God, I guess I gotta go. If tomorrow doesn't work, I'll come visit you this weekend. You better make sure there are some good snacks and tea when I visit you. A good wife takes care of such things. This weekend? I have plans this weekend. Cancel those plans! I just told you that I'll visit you. You said tomorrow doesn't work, so I'm giving you a compromise. I have a meeting at work. You just gave me a short notice, and I can't make it because I have a prior engagement. Reuniting Grandma with the grandkids is the top priority. Hector said that he'd be home this weekend. A good wife should be able to fit her husband's schedule into her own. Why don't you take time off to accommodate your husband's schedule? If you put in work meetings, you wouldn't be able to take care of your husband. You don't know enough about being a good wife. I don't know why you're suddenly telling me this, but... Yes, whatever. I've had enough of your appeal about being an incapable wife. I'll eat dinner and go home, so please take care of me. I'll even check your level of cooking. If you serve me a half-baked dish, I'll give you a private lecture about how to cook properly. See you later. Wait, Esther, you're troubling me. Oh dear. Hey, Alice! A high-rise is awesome, isn't it? It's the perfect place for brilliant people like me, my son, and my grandchildren to live. It feels so good to look down on people from a higher floor. It looks as if those poor people were crawling on the ground. Good evening, Esther. How can I help you? Oh, I'm sorry. I got lost in my own world. You know what? I'm so excited that I'm going to be able to live in that world. I'm sorry, I don't understand. Are you moving to a high-rise too? Yes! That's what I mean! I went to your place the other day and the thought just crossed my mind. I'm the one who deserves to live here. I just knew it. What? Are you telling me that you're moving in with us? I thought you bought a room at the high-rise yourself. Why would I have to buy it myself when I already have one I can live in? It's my son and his wife's house, which means it's also mine. No, you can't have such an important matter decided without me and my husband's permission. I'll have to talk to Hector about it. Oh, you didn't hear from him? My son already agreed to it. What's that? I haven't heard that at all. Living in a high-rise will give me peace of mind in my old age. I've been thinking that it's about time Hector and I move in together. It's a good thing he bought a condo. I'll get my stuff there tomorrow, so please clean up the mess. Are you kidding me? Wait a minute. That's too selfish. You can't move into the house since we don't have enough room. Each of the four of us has our own room. The only space available is the living room. You don't need a room of your own, Alice. When I saw it the other day, I liked the view from your room the best. Starting tomorrow, that will be my room. I won't hear any objections. You should sleep in the living room. That's good enough for you. You should be thankful that you live in a high-rise. I can't do that. I take my work home with me. Besides, I also do remote work some days in the week. I need a room where I can work in peace. Besides, it's such a short notice. I'll be at work tomorrow, so I won't be able to pick up the packages. Alice, you know what? You're not doing much work anyway, so why don't you just take a day off? Your mother-in-law just told you that she's moving out. It's your duty as my son's wife to take a day off from your work and greet her politely. You must be really incompetent if you don't understand that. I really feel sorry for Hector, who married a terrible person like you. Huh? I told you that I can't do that, so please understand, Esther. Hector knows that you are moving in, right? Then he's the one who should take a day off to help you. I didn't know about the move until some minutes ago, so I can't take a day off if you suddenly ask me to. You really are an idiot. My son has an important job to support his family. He can't just suddenly take a day off. You seem to have a strange pride in your work. You earn less than Hector, you have no responsibility, and your job is worthless, right? It's natural for a woman to be a housewife and take care of the family, but you're just too proud to do so. But to make my son, the breadwinner of the family, take a day off because of your petty pride is beyond insane. You are such a useless wife that you can't even understand such a thing. When I move there, you'll have to educate your children well. They shouldn't grow up to be a person like you. Anyway, tomorrow, when you get my stuff, take everything out of the cardboard boxes and organize them. Since you seem to have a lot of good furnitures, you can keep those in your room. I'll use it. I'll be there tomorrow for dinner. If it's not done when I get there, I won't forgive you. That's absurd. You really are troubling me. I won't give up my room or my furniture. If you love Hector so much, then you should use his room. You should take care of the moving by yourself since I won't be able to help you. I've already reserved a moving company. Also, I signed a contract to sell the house I've been living in. I can't change the date. Besides, Hector needs his private time too. It's true that me and my son get along well together, but I don't like the idea of us sharing the same bedroom, so I can't take your suggestion. As a wife, you should live your life with us as a family. I'm taking care of a useless wife like you without abandoning you. You should be grateful for that. Why are you being so rebellious? taking care of me? Hector doesn't take care of the house chores and looks after the kids at all. I'm the one doing all of them. And on top of that, you insist to move in with us? It's beyond unreasonable. You just can't do it because you're a bad wife. You're not even aware that it's normal for mother-in-law to move in with her son and his family. I'm going to give you a good lesson. You should be grateful to me for teaching you the common sense of this world. Even though you're an insane, useless wife, you're able to live in a high-rise, thanks to me and my son. See you tomorrow. Wait, Esther, I can't believe it. Hey, Alice, what are you doing? You don't have to come home again. What are you talking about all of a sudden? What's wrong with you? Don't you dare to talk to me like that. Hector told me about you. I heard you're having an affair while he's supporting you. You ungrateful bastard. You're not only useless, but you're also betraying your husband. What a despicable wife! What? Another mysterious accusation? I never committed an adultery. Did Hector really say that? My sweet son was crying and asking me for advice. He said he's thinking of divorcing you because you're having an affair. He doesn't even want to see you anymore. He let a useless wife like you to live in a high-rise, but you betrayed him. No wonder he's in shock. That's why I won't let you enter the house when you get back. Oh, well, that's fine. I'm not going back there. You're such a good girl. Are you going to elope with your boyfriend? What an irresponsible mother. Well, that's convenient for us, so you can do what you want. We'll get full custody of the kids, of course. You'll never see your beautiful children again. I'll educate them in the ways of the upper class and raise them to be respectable children. Esther, you always have such interesting things to say. You've got it all wrong and you're so proud of yourself. Unfortunately, the children will never go back to that house again. The only ones who will remain there are you and Hector. Huh? What on earth are you talking about? I'm in the process of cleaning up the new house where me and my children will live. I've told the kids where this house is. I guess it's about time they come home. We will start a new life here, so you and Hector can live in harmony without me and the kids. I know you're going to have a lot of trouble in the future, but good luck anyway. I don't get it. What do you mean that you've got yourself a new house? You are being deceived by your dearly beloved son, you know that? Hector is the one who was actually having an affair. Seriously? A kind and serious boy like Hector having an affair? He would never do such a thing. You're just trying to put the blame on my son, aren't you? Wow, I'm speechless. You love your son very much. You may find this hard to believe. I have the proof with me, so you can't get away with it. If you have the proof, show me then. It's a lie you made up anyway, isn't it? I'll show it to you if you want to see it. This is the proof that your son is having an affair. Before we moved into the high-rise, I knew something was wrong. I noticed that he often went out alone on his days off. He usually doesn't work overtime, since his workload isn't that much. But then, he told me that he wants to move to a high-rise for the future. I thought he was spending his time outside to do some research for the property. But I was wrong. I was cleaning Hector's room shortly after we moved in. I found a woman's jewelry that wasn't mine under my bed. So I took a sneak peek at Hector's cell phone and was convinced that he was having an affair. Hector brought his lover into the apartment we just moved into. Really? Even if that's true, what drove my son to the point of considering divorce is your fault because you are such a useless wife. That's why he decided to have an affair. You're getting carried away by saying you have the proof. You are the main cause Hector wants a divorce. A useless wife like you are not supposed to talk so proud like that. How dare you say that I'm useless? Since this is the last time I'm going to say what I want to say to you, I paid for that high-rise with all my money. Hector doesn't pay at all. Therefore, the ownership of the room is mine. Huh? Stop talking nonsense. Do you think you can afford that when you don't even have a proper job? You should think more carefully before you lie. You're getting carried away by saying you've moved, but perhaps you still miss the high-rise, don't you? You're just trying to steal it away from us by telling some random lies. I won't be fooled by that. On the contrary, Do you think someone who gets paid with a modest amount of salary can afford to pay for a high rise? What are you talking about? Hector is only 40 years old and he's been promoted to be the department manager. He's not just an ordinary office worker. He's an upper-class, super elite office worker. Hector hasn't been promoted. Not only is he still a section chief, but I heard that he's in danger of being demoted. What? That can't be true! I started my own company when my children enrolled at elementary school. After my company got off the ground, Hector gradually changed. At work, he seems to be handing over his work to his colleagues and doing nothing these days. Even when he was in danger of being demoted, he continued to slack off and had no sense of crisis at all. I guess he thinks that if he gets fired, he'll be fine because I'm there to support him. Although he is no longer doing housework, childcare, or even working, he is still a father. I was holding out the divorce for the sake of the children. What? Are you saying that my son is lying to me? That's right. Because you always say that you love your son so much. Hector just wants to look good in front of other people. So he said that he bought the high-rise with his own money anyway. Am I right? Yes. Hector said that he got promoted to be the department manager and that his salary will go up. Both you and your son really disgust me. Hector bought a high-rise with my money without paying a penny himself. He made up a story about my infidelity to kick me out so that he can get alimony from me and ownership of the high-rise. The fact that you offered to live together with us was a good chance for Hector because he can get rid of me without getting his own hands dirty. Truly, you and your son are foolish, but it's too late. I already hired a lawyer and I'm preparing for a trial. A trial? Yes, before Hector puts his plan into action. I'm glad that I caught the proof that he's having an affair. Since we already have all the evidence, Hector's plan is no longer possible to be done. Therefore, if you want to continue to live in that room, please discuss that with your son and buy it from me. I will sell it to you with the market price. I won't raise the price, but I won't give you any discount either. By the way, Hector seems to be paying a lot of money to his lover. I doubt he has much money saved up. He seems to have spent it all in anticipation of getting a lot of alimony from me. So instead of buying a high-rise, I doubt he can even afford to pay for a living next month. He seems to be contributing more than his own salary by using credit card. Wait a minute! I don't get it at all. So you're saying that I can't live in this high-rise anymore? After all the trouble I went through to get rid of you? If you can't buy it at the market price, I'll have to ask you to leave. I will sell it to someone who is worthy of living there, not someone who can't even pay the rent. Oh yeah, and I won't let you see your grandchildren at all from now on. What? Stop joking! The children will be sad if they don't see their grandmother. You can have a divorce, but it's irresponsible of you as a parent to make the children sad. They don't seem to miss you at all. Whenever they visited you, they said that you were speaking ill about me endlessly. You yelled at the store clerks whenever you went out with them. They have come to the point where they don't want to visit their grandmother anymore. Living with you for the past months has been very stressful for the kids. They were overjoyed when I told them that we were going to live in a different house. Oh no! But you'll let them see my son, right? He's their father. No, I won't let them see Hector either. It seems that the children were aware of his infidelity. They said they heard a stranger's voice coming from their father's room on the day they came home early from morning classes. When I told them about the separation, they told me that their father asked them to keep that as a secret. What kind of father would allow his children to have such a nasty secret? I can't believe he would bring an adulterer into the house where his children live. They are just kids. They'll forget all of that soon. It's just one time. How can they hate their own father just because of that? For kids, family troubles will stay in their minds. Even if it was just once, it's enough to make them not trust their father. I have a responsibility to protect my kids from people who can't even understand such things. I will not let you and your son have anything to do with my kids from now on. Oh, thank goodness that I didn't get lost. Well then, you'll be hearing from my lawyer for more details. Until then, enjoy your life in the high-rise for the time being. Goodbye. Wait a minute! Alice! Hey! Let's talk about it! I have nowhere to live if this house is gone. Oh, please come back. I'll apologize. I beg you. Please. Alice! And so the divorce was finalized. Of course, Hector didn't have enough money to pay for the rent at the high-rise. Both he and his mother were evicted from there. In addition, he had to pay alimony and child support to me. His already small income became even smaller, and his life became a living brick. My ex-husband, who despised his own family and contributed all of his income to the affair, begged to be allowed to live in his lover's house, but he was rejected without a second thought. Now they live in a small room in a very cheap, old, broken-down apartment with no bathroom and a shared toilet. Later, a plan to build a large commercial facility near the tower block was proposed, and the land's prices rose. I was relieved to be able to sell off the high-rise with just a little loss. I'm now living peacefully with my children in my new house. Hello, Sandra. I heard about you. Why didn't you tell me about this amazing thing? Oh, Roberta, hello. You heard something about me? I wonder what you're talking about. Don't be shy. You don't have to hide it. The drama club of my grandchildren. I heard they won the first place at the district's drama competition, didn't they? The competition is called the Newcomers Debut Festival. Oh, yes, but it's not a big deal. It's a big competition, but it's a newcomers competition, and it's not a full-fledged launch pad for the theater industry. Those girls are also saying that there is still a long way to go, and they are preparing themselves for the next steps. I wish them all the best too. Oh dear, what a demanding mother! As a parent, it's only natural to praise your children for their great success. Raphael and Emma must want their mother to praise them too. Poor Shoujo-kun and Shannon-chan. I am a playwright myself, and my husband George is also a stage director, so I can't help but be strict. But I'm really looking forward to seeing the kids do their best. Yes, I'm really happy for you. So, aren't you going to do something to celebrate? George says we should celebrate at a popular Japanese restaurant in town that's been getting a lot of attention on TV lately. He said it's our kids' memorable first step toward their dream, so we should at least do that. I'm going there tonight with them. Wow, that's great. What time should we go then? What do you mean by that? Huh? Why are you asking me that question? It's a celebration for my grandchildren. Of course you'll invite me and my husband too, right? I'm sorry, but I don't think you and your husband can join us today. We only booked the seats for 4 people. That's okay. We can just ask the restaurant to change the number of people who'll be attending right over the phone. I'll make sure to bring some gifts to celebrate. I hate to say this, but I don't want you to come. What? Why not? We're your family. Are you saying that you want to exclude me and my husband? Wouldn't the grandchildren be happy if Grandma and Grandpa come to celebrate? Even my son George would be happy to invite us. I'm sure George doesn't want you to come either. Whenever we go to a fancy restaurant or cafe for our children's events, or for the occasional extravaganza, you found out about that from somewhere and just came over. You eat like a growing child, gobbling up 5 times as much as anyone else. You would say that you didn't bring any money or forgot your wallet at home. You force us to lend you money, but you never pay us back. Oh my God, how dare you? That makes it sound like it's our fault. It's natural for you to treat your parents at the restaurant. Even George must be happy to be able to show filial piety. There's a limit to how much filial piety you can show your parents. And it's not just about money. The other day, when we had a barbecue, you came over to our house. You just ate the food and left without cleaning up afterwards, didn't you? Don't tell me you don't know about that. I don't like the sound of you barging in on me. I just happened to be visiting my son and his wife at their house and found out that you had the barbecue, so I just decided to join. I'm sorry that I didn't help you cleaning up afterwards. I thought I'd get in trouble if I touched their stuff without permission, so I just left since I didn't want to disturb you. You just want to argue with me, don't you? Have you ever thought that people are usually careful when they eat at other people's house? How dare you eat more than half of the meat and vegetables that we prepared on that day? Oh, did I eat that much? I'm sorry, but me and my husband eat a lot most of the time. I have the advantage that I don't get fat no matter how much I eat, so I tend to eat a lot. I don't really care about that. Anyway, we are very annoyed by the gluttony of you and your husband. We will not invite both of you to dinner or tea in the future, so please don't think badly of us. What? That's terrible. Even I want to have a taste of that expensive Japanese food. If you want to eat there so badly, please go by yourself. Your father-in-law only receives a modest amount of salary every month. We can't afford to go to expensive restaurants unless we have a chance like this. So you want us to treat you to a fancy Japanese restaurant this time too? I'm speechless at your attitude. How rude! You're being so obnoxious again, aren't you? I just want to celebrate my grandchildren's success and have a nice dinner with my son and his family. When you come over, we don't have fun. This time we want to celebrate with our family of 4, so please refrain from coming to the restaurant. Sandra, you haven't arrived yet? I'm tired of waiting. I'm going to go in and eat first, okay? Roberta, what are you talking about out of the blue? What do you mean? I'm talking about the fancy Japanese restaurant you mentioned last time. It's a celebration for my grandchildren's victory. Let me ask you something. Which restaurant are you in right now? Of course, the one you mentioned last time. I told you I'll be there to celebrate. I got here early, so I'll go in and eat first. I told you I want to celebrate with my family of 4, so please don't join us. Why are you ignoring me? You told me to refrain from coming. Unfortunately, the word refrain doesn't exist in my dictionary. That's why I'm here at the restaurant. Just kidding. I beg your pardon, is that supposed to be a joke? Well, I'll allow you to come, but you are going to pay for your own food, aren't you? Huh? Why should I pay? Since you are the host, you are supposed to buy drinks for the guests, aren't you? I brought gifts for my grandchildren, so that's enough, right? My husband decided not to work overtime and rushed home. We will be here to celebrate with all of you. Well then, we'll be waiting for you while we eat, so hurry up and come over. Sandra, aren't you very late? How long are you going to make us wait? I'm full and so is my husband. Thanks for the meal. What are you talking about? We arrived at the restaurant more than 30 minutes ago. Oh, really? I just can't see all of you. Oh, well, that's okay. Like I said before, we're full, so we'll go home first. I'm sorry I couldn't give the grandchildren their gifts today, but I'll bring them to your house next time. I've told you that you must pay for your own food. I don't have any money. You invited me, Sandra, so you should pay for it. My husband and I can't pay such an amount of money by ourselves. Give me a break. I didn't invite you and your husband. Don't falsify your memory. You guys usually eat a lot. How many servings did you eat? Let's see. I think about 10 servings. 10 servings? Are you kidding me? That's right. Expensive cuisine is delicious, but the portions are very small. I wasn't full at all and kept having second helpings. If you ate and drank as much as you wanted like that, it would cost at least $6,000. Are you sure you can handle it? I just got confirmation that it's $7,000. Oh my God! Unbelievable! Looks like we ate too much. $7,000, huh? How can you eat that much if you don't have any money? Besides, you just had a meal at the most expensive restaurant in town. I thought that with Haruna and your husband, we could make it work. Eating with other people's money tastes so much better. It's the best. Just kidding. I'm not kidding. What do you think you're doing? Relying so much on other people's money? Are you out of your mind? Don't worry about the details. I'll bring you some gifts later, so please give me $7,000. You know what? Will you please stop this? What the hell do you think we are? Do you think we're some sort of ATM? I don't think of you that way. We are family, aren't we? Don't try to fool us. There's no family that will charge hundreds of thousands of dollars for a meal. Such people are parasites. Just come and pay us as soon as possible. If you don't pay, I can't go home. Even if you don't want to, George, who loves his parents, will be happy to pay. Why don't you ask him to pay? Oh, I just remembered something. Which fancy restaurant are you and your husband visiting? Huh? What are you talking about? The one near that train station? Because that's the only one that's close to our hometown. You're the one who said we were going there in the first place. I'm very sorry to tell you this, but you're going to the wrong restaurant, Roberta. What? We're having our meal at the main restaurant, which is located in Florida. Huh? Florida? Yes, that's correct. This time, we are celebrating the children's victory. George and I splurged on a 3-day trip to a luxury resort in Florida. We decided to go to the main restaurant tonight and have a dinner party there. Stop joking! I didn't know about that! Well, that's because I didn't tell you about that. In the first place, I don't have the obligation to tell someone I didn't invite. I was so nervous that you might have followed me to Florida. Wait a minute! You're really in Florida? Are you saying that you won't come to the one near our hometown? I'm telling you the truth. I'm enjoying fine Japanese cuisine at the main restaurant here, so I have no plan to go back home at the moment. And even if we did, it would be too late due to the time and distance. Then what about our payment? That's terrible! You deceived me! What do you mean? You just misunderstood and went to the different restaurant on your own, didn't you? Then that means you were already in Florida when I called you in the morning. Why didn't you tell me? If it's a family trip, you should have taken me and my husband along. That's terrible! How dare you leave us out of the group? This is a celebration for the children, and I want to celebrate it with just 4 of us. People who want to eat a big meal and make others pay for them without a second thought are not family. What the? How can you say that? Unlike you and your family who are successful in the theater, my husband doesn't make much money. How can you be such a cold wife to make us pay for the meals we just ate? We're supposed to help each other out. That's what a family member is supposed to do. Helping each other? What kind of joke is that? I don't remember you helped us at all. What you're doing is just forcing your family to pay for your meals every single time. You and your husband are just parasites. What? That's very rude. Do you think you can just say anything you want to say just because you're a playwright? I'm just stating a fact. Anyway, we are in Florida now, so you need to pay for what you ate by yourself. Instead of talking about us, shouldn't you be thinking about how to handle the payment? What? I don't understand. Wait a minute. I only have $120 in my wallet and my husband has about $260. And I didn't even bring my credit card. My husband and I can only pay by debit card. Let me ask you, what is the balance? Around $200? Oh my, that's the most modest amount of money I've ever seen. We could have made it work in a regular restaurant, but you spent $7,000 there, right? No matter how you look at it, that's not even close to the exact amount you need to pay. That's right, so you need to give me $7,000 now. I'm sorry to keep repeating this, but we are in Florida now. No matter how hard we try, we can't go back to our hometown right now. Even if we could, we have no obligation to pay you for the food and drink you've taken the liberty of eating and drinking like idiots. What? I'm in trouble! If you don't pay us, we can't go back, and we'll end up running away without paying. It's not good for you guys to have your family members treated like criminals. Treated like criminals? You'll become criminals if you just run away without paying. Stop messing around with me. Let me talk to George. That boy will understand. He'll gladly pay for me and my husband. Actually, I just asked him about it, but he said he doesn't care about that. He said that your husband doesn't make much money, but he's the general manager at his company, right? It's not that he doesn't make enough money. It's that he spends too much on food, which puts a strain on your monthly budget. George also said that he has always been put off by his parents' gluttony. Also, you're saying that you aren't fat even if you eat a lot. But have you ever looked at yourself in the mirror? Why don't you and your husband take this opportunity to reevaluate the amount of food you've been eating all these times? This can't be happening! Good luck to both of you then. I'm enjoying my meal with my husband and children. Have a good day. Then, my mother and father-in-law, who were in a hurry, made a devilish phone call to my father-in-law's colleague. They asked him to bring them some money and made a payment of $7,000 in the form of a loan. Because of this, my father-in-law's position in the company deteriorated, and now he is working with a narrow view of his own shoulders. I felt refreshed and fully enjoyed my trip to Florida with my husband, son, and daughter. I returned home with great satisfaction and was able to further strengthen my family ties. Hello, Sally. Why do you still refuse to listen to me? I heard that you're going on a business trip again today. You've been married for 13 years, and you're still stubborn that you don't want to dedicate yourself to do the house chores more often. It seems you've never learned how to be a good wife. Oh, not again. Can you please stop texting me just to let me know about how bad I am as a wife every lunch break at work? It's supposed to be my break time, but I can't take a proper rest because I end up having to deal with you, Helena. Especially on a busy day like today when I'm on a business trip. We live together so we can talk to each other after I get home. I really don't want to be bothered since I'm busy with my work this afternoon. That's why I'm telling you to get off your ass and quit your job. It's not like you're making much money anyway. Even if you quit, your workplace will still be running without a hitch. It's so disrespectful of you to say you're busy. Besides, you have something more important to be done. I think the reason you're not pregnant very often is because you're working. You are already in your 30s and you're not getting any younger. You need to have a baby soon. That's why I want you to stop working. I understand what you're saying, but if I stop working, we won't be able to make a decent living. I don't think it's the right time for me to have a baby, and it isn't easy to just quit my job. I will not have a child until I have enough money saved up. You really are a stubborn woman. Are you telling me that you can't live on my son's earnings alone? That's right. We've talked about this over and over again, didn't we? It's unbelievable. Oh my God. I really don't know why an impudent woman like you came to marry my son. As for me, I was so upset at how modest the amount of the salary was when my husband showed me his payslip. It's really annoying for me to talk about the same thing every day during my lunch break. Huh? My lunch break will finish soon, so please excuse me.
Hey, Sally, it seems that you said something terrible to my mother.
Something terrible?
Like how you don't want to deal with my mom, so you don't call her to text you during your lunch break at work? I heard that you sneered at her for defending me. You said that it's stressful for you to deal with her and so on. She was sad and hurt. She's your mother too, even though both of you are not blood related. You should take a better care of her and respect her more.
Give me a break. I guess that's what everyone will say in this case.
What do you mean?
Your mom is blaming me for everything, and she's talking bad about me in a way that suits her. I said those things to your mom for a good reason, and I wasn't treating her badly. I'm the one who's upset because of what your mom told me.
What? How dare you said that to my mom? She isn't guilty.
Okay, I got it. That's enough. I've been coping with this for about 13 years.
I don't understand what you're trying to tell me.
Never mind about that. I'm at a hotel on a business trip, and I'm just reconfirming the documents I need to submit tomorrow. I need to end this conversation.
Hey, I haven't finished talking with you yet.
Sally, I heard you're on a business trip again today. Yes, I am. You'll be back the day after tomorrow, right? Yes, I will. Is there any possibility of a change of plans? For example, you wouldn't come back a day early or something like that. I can't say. It depends on the situation. Is there a problem with that? Nothing, just checking. I see. Okay, then. Ethan, what does this mean?
Huh? What are you talking about?
I just came back from a business trip, and when I arrived at our house, it seems that all of the furniture and dishes are gone, leaving only my stuff in the house. And there are divorce papers on the living room floor. Could you tell me why?
It's exactly just like what you saw. I'm divorcing you. After talking it over with Mom, we decided to start living separately with you, so we moved out.
Why did you do this today? Did you plan this with your mom? You know that today is our 13th wedding anniversary, don't you? I came home as early as I could to prepare the feast for our anniversary tonight.
Really? Too bad then. I'm sorry for you that you ended up getting divorced on your wedding anniversary.
I know that's not an answer, but I don't care anymore. So are you saying that your mom agrees with the separation and divorce?
That's what I meant.
Understood. But you'll still have to fulfill the necessary responsibilities that come with a divorce.
Responsibilities? Oh, you mean the divorce papers? I don't know why you're in such a hurry, but I've filled my part in the divorce papers. All you have to do is to fill your part and file them. That's it. I'm fulfilling my last responsibility as your husband by doing that. Before you all get dressed up and accuse someone, you might want to check it out. Maybe you were so shocked by the divorce that you couldn't see what was going on in front of you. I guess you're too excited to come home on our anniversary day, weren't you?
Let me ask you something.
What?
What are you going to do with your living expenses from now on?
Excuse me?
Your mom doesn't work, right? You're going to support her with your earnings. What do you think about that? Did you think carefully about that before you decided to divorce me?
Of course. Mom and I have my father's inheritance, so it doesn't matter at all, even if you're not here.
I see. Are you sure you want to file for divorce?
Yes, I'm sure. Just file those papers as soon as possible.
I'll think about it. Sally, as expected, you're home already, right? Ethan and I have nothing to deal with you anymore. The two of you will be divorced. Looks like now is your turn. What do you mean? I got a message from Ethan telling me about the divorce and moving out. I've heard most of what he said, so I'm done. Oh, I didn't know about that. Then there's only one thing I can say. I want to have a grandchild as soon as possible. I think the best thing for me to do is to ask you to step aside and take a new bride in. A new bride? Didn't Ethan tell you about that? Molly is pregnant with his child and he wants to be married before the baby is born. No, I haven't heard about that at all. Who is Molly? She's a fine woman compared to you, who never fulfills your duties as a wife. I'm sure she'll make a wonderful wife. Since you are so unreliable as a wife, I have already told Ethan to go out with a better woman. So she's the one Ethan was having an affair with. By the way, I'd like to ask you something. Go on. What are you going to do with your living expenses? Huh? If Ethan divorces me, it means you also can no longer rely on my earnings. I don't know if Molly, whose name you just mentioned, is working. She's pregnant, so I made her leave her job. With that, she can have more time with her family. Okay then, so the three of you will be living on Ethan's earnings alone. Yes, that's right. Are you sure you can handle it? You're so rude. Of course we will be fine. After all, Ethan's monthly income is twice of yours. I can live on that without any problems at all. I beg your pardon? Twice of my income? Ethan doesn't make that much money. You're kidding me! The paycheck you showed me before was about $3,000, right? I heard that Ethan earns twice of that, so that would mean he earns $6,000 a month. That's the opposite. The opposite? I'm the one who earns twice. Seriously? I thought you won't believe me, so I decided to show you the payslip, but I didn't realize you had such a big misunderstanding about that. What do you mean? So are you saying that you earn $6,000 per month? That's a lie, because your statement was definitely $3,000 take-home pay. I saw it with my own eyes. You're wrong. Let me put it in simple terms. You are correct that my take-home pay is $3,000 per month, but Ethan earns about half of that. That means $1,500 a month. Stop telling me lies! You didn't even notice about that, even though we're living under the same roof? Your son has changed his job multiple times. In 13 years since we got married, he has changed his job for 7 times. 7 times? I didn't notice that at all. The longest he's lasted is a little over 3 years. He usually leaves after 1 or 2 years. After changing jobs, he needs to start from scratch again. There's no way he's going to get a raise by doing that. That's why you and him were living on my salary. Why didn't you tell me earlier about that? Ethan said he would tell you himself, so I kept out of the matter. I didn't expect him lying to you, trying to look good. Wait a minute. If that's true, how could Ethan divorce you, the breadwinner? No matter how much Molly is important to him, I don't think he would do that. According to his message earlier, he said that both of you will be fine with the inheritance left by his dad. No kidding! There's no such thing from the beginning! I'm sure that's true. Your husband was a man of lavish spending. Anyway, why don't you and your son talk about it face to face once? Apparently, you and Ethan overestimate and depend on each other too much that you are catastrophically lacking in the crucial discussion.
Hey Sally, I'll give you a chance.
What? Did you have a discussion with your mom?
Yes, I did. I'm going to tell you the result now. Listen to me carefully.
No, I don't want to.
I'll tell you that the only way you don't have to get a divorce from me is to give everything you earn to me and Mom. In other words, Mom and I will be in charge of the household finances from now on. I'll give you $100 as a monthly allowance and you'll deal with that. If you agree to these terms, we won't get divorced, and I'll tell you where we're moving.
I see.
If you want to be a family with me in the future, you're going to have to put up with me treating you like an ATM. The truth is, I want to divorce you, but my kind-hearted mother said that she wants to save you. Accept it gratefully, respect us from now on, and work hard and diligently as a wife.
I can't, because I'm going to live in the United Kingdom.
No way! United Kingdom?
A while ago, the company approached me about an overseas assignment, or at least hinted at it, and I was wondering about that. But you and your mom said that you were moving out and you want to divorce me. That's what made me decide to take the plunge. I guess I should thank you guys for giving me the push. I need to improve my career, right?
Huh?
So, I'm getting a divorce and I'm accepting the offer of an overseas assignment.
What?
They asked me if I was willing to take a permanent assignment and live there, so I said yes to them today. I'll come back to the US only for vacation or stuff like that.
No way! The divorce papers are already filed.
Yeah, I filed those this morning before work to sort things out. You told me to file them as soon as possible, so I did. I did as you wanted and got them out right away. Is there a problem?
There's nothing but problems. I've been told that I won't get my father's inheritance, which I was counting on. How am I supposed to make a living since my mom doesn't work?
Well, you better think about that by yourself and solve it. Anyway, I'm going to charge you alimony for your infidelity.
Alimony? Why?
I'm sorry. I know you thought you were hiding it from me, but I was fully aware of it and have been gathering evidence since a while ago. And your mom talked about Molly, the woman you're having an affair with, on WhatsApp yesterday. I pretended not to know and asked her. She was bragging about it.
What?
I was laughing so hard, thinking that you and your mom should work together a little better. I've already asked my lawyer to take care of everything else. We're strangers now.
Sally, wait!
Hey, Sally, we got a content certified mail. How do you know where we're moving to? That house is an empty house managed by your husband's brother, right? Huh? He complained to me that Ethan and you are living there without permission. What? The divorce has already been finalized, so I'm not related to you and Ethan anymore. But your husband's brother was very angry, so I told him about what had happened. He agreed to cooperate with me until the matter is settled. What are you talking about? I'm talking about the content certified mail you received. Let me put it simply. I'm going to demand compensation for infidelity, so Ethan needs to pay me in one lump sum. That's what it says. Alimony? Why does my son have to pay alimony? Ethan cheated on me, and I have the right to demand it. By the way, Molly has already paid it. What? Ethan told her that he has his father's inheritance that never existed. In fact, she lied about the pregnancy, said she'd leave him if he didn't give her money, and went back to the countryside. She's a fast runner, isn't she? Her pregnancy was a lie? Then what about my grandchildren? You won't see any of them anywhere at the moment. What? By the way, Sally, you can get back together with Ethan. I don't want to. I'm going to the United Kingdom. United Kingdom? Ethan should know about this, but it seems that we're not exchanging enough information again. Or are you so overconfident in your son that you don't want to embarrass him whom you trust? How dare you talk to me that way? Just ask Ethan about the details, okay? Hold on a second, Sally.
Goodbye.
So that's how it is. Now, I'm moving to the head office to prepare for an overseas assignment, and I'm planning to go to the United Kingdom in 6 months. When I told my parents who live in the countryside, they said that they'll sell the family house and go there with me. My company has arranged the company housing for us, and we are currently living there temporarily with my parents. The other day, my ex-husband and ex-mother-in-law, after paying alimony, stormed into my parents' house, which had already been sold. It seems that they came to ask me to pay back the alimony because they could no longer live on their debts. They destroyed the yard, broke a window, and broke in, and the police were called. As a result, the current owner, a real estate agent, charged them with a lot of money and ended up increasing the amount they need to pay. They are now both insulated from all relatives and continue to work day and night just to pay off their debts.
Heather, is this a good time for you? I have something important to tell you. Please listen to me carefully.
What's wrong, honey?
I know it's not really something I should be saying on a message like this, but
Just tell me now, okay? I need to know.
I'm sorry, but I want a divorce.
What? Why?
Actually, I'm going to be working for a subsidiary company for the rest of the year. I don't think I can go back there.
Oh, I see.
I was supposed to be able to come back at the end of the year, but due to some personal issues, it's been decided that I'm going to stay here until retirement.
I see. But why does that mean we're getting a divorce?
Because you're a full-time employee with an important position. Also, Mary just got a job at the company she wanted to work for, and Jerry doesn't want to quit from the high school he worked so hard to get into, right? I can't ask all of you to come here since you all have your own futures there. I think it's best for everyone's happiness to stay where they are. That's why the best solution is for us to get divorced, so that we can stop worrying about each other.
I guess you're right. Mary and Jerry are both grown up now. I'm sure they'll be fine without their father.
Of course, if you have any problems, I'm always here for you.
Okay, let's have a divorce.
Thanks for your understanding. I'm glad that we managed to get an amicable divorce. You're such a good wife, Heather, and I'm proud to be your husband. Thanks to you that I can focus on my work with peace of mind.
You really think so?
Yeah, I really do.
I mean, you're not saying that I'm a good wife, but you're saying that I'm just a convenient wife, aren't you?
Huh?
I rather consider myself a reasonable person. I'm the type of person who sassily throws away trash I don't need. Besides, it's not your job that you're devoted to. It's your affair, isn't it?
Of course not. What are you talking about? Huh?
I already know that you had an affair with a young woman while you were working alone.
What? How come?
When Mary was on a company leisure trip, she was staying at the same hotel as you guys. Moreover, I heard that you didn't notice Mary at all when you walked past her in the hallway.
Oh, I didn't notice that she was there.
When she came home, she reported in tears that her father had found himself a young woman. Mary said that you were so infatuated with the young woman that you didn't even recognize your own daughter. Shame on you, Gordon.
No, that's a misunderstanding. Mary must have seen me together with my co-worker. She is a grown-up now, but she's still young, so I think she must have misunderstood that.
No need for excuses. After receiving that report, I hired a detective to investigate. The young woman is a daughter of the branch manager who is your boss, right? Her name is Miranda. You incurred the branch manager's wrath, so you were fired for various reasons and became unemployed. Now, you're living with Miranda, who was disowned by her parents, and you're her pimp.
I see. You already know that much. Then it can't be helped. That's right. I was having an affair.
So you finally admit it. Listen, here's the deal. I'll agree to a divorce, but I'm also going to charge you exactly what you owe me in alimony.
Wait a minute.
What?
If you've done an investigation on us, you'd know that we don't have enough money to pay for the alimony.
So what?
So, since we're at this point, I'm gonna go easy on you. Why don't you pay for my alimony?
Excuse me? Do you even know what alimony means?
I know. You're trying to get me to pay you alimony because I'm bad, right?
Then why are you saying those words? There's no way, anywhere in the world, that a victim would pay alimony to a perpetrator.
Actually, Miranda is pregnant and apparently it's twins. I'm sure it's going to cost me a lot of money.
So you're asking me for alimony?
Why not? You've always earned more money than me, and I'd really like to ask you to pay for the child's upbringing. Just like Mary and Jerry, the unborn child is my precious child. I want to raise them the same way.
Are you out of your mind?
Huh?
People say having an affair makes you crazy, and looks like it's really true.
Hey, you can't talk that way to me no matter how much you want to.
All you care about is your unborn child, but we have Mary and Jerry too. Mary witnessed her father's infidelity and she's mentally damaged. Jerry is so angry that he said he's going to do everything he can to get rid of you. Not only they are fine without their father, but everyone is working together to get rid of you.
So tell them this, even though I'm away from them, I'll always think of you all. They will always be my beautiful daughter and son.
Message from Jerry. He said that he doesn't want a father who is stupid and you must pay for the alimony and get the hell out of our life. Mary agrees with that too.
What? Are both of them there? Mary! Jerry, let's talk!
Jerry says not to ever call yourself his father again since you are an adulterer. Mary is nodding at his words. Well, that's the way it is. I'm going to follow the children's opinion and file for alimony against you.
Wait a minute! I've got a life over here!
I don't give a shit! I've hired a lawyer, so I'll have him visit you there in the near future.
Heather, wait! Let me talk to you for a minute! I've told you that I don't have any money!
Please go into debt or whatever you have to do and pay for your alimony.
I'm going to have twins, and you want me to borrow money?
Why don't you turn your stupid brain around and think of a better solution then? I'm gonna block you from now on. Goodbye, son of a bitch. After this, my ex-husband was so desperate to stop the divorce that it took him 3 months to finally file it. He needs to pay for the alimony in a lump sum, although he couldn't get much, so he had no choice but to borrow money. I was told that my earnings would be sufficient to pay for Jerry's upbringing. I do not receive any child support money for Jerry because he said that he would rather earn it himself than use the money received from an idiot adulterer. However, my ex-husband seems to be a pimp even now that their child is born. He has been asking me for child support by letter, and for some reason, he even asked me to get back together with him. He still seems to be the idiot he was. Naturally, I've been ignoring him, but I'm considering moving out and banning him from seeing me.
Brittany, where are you now? What's wrong with you all of a sudden? Did you forget something? It's not like that. Wherever it is, it doesn't matter. Just tell me where you are. What are you mad about, calling me out of the blue? You don't need to ask me where I am because you already know. Where do you think I am now? What? What kind of quiz is this? You're on a business trip, right? And you're coming back next month. I know everything about you, Kevin. You're wrong. I was supposed to be back next month, but I'm back now. So where the heck are you? Don't waste my time. Answer me quickly. Why are you mad at me? And since you said that you're back, what happened to your job? Anyway, I'm home as usual. Don't you dare lie to me. You can't be home right now. Kevin, are you okay? I'm home. I don't trust you. I saw it with my own eyes. Saw what, Kevin? You were on a business trip and I was spending most of my time at home. Don't make me tell you what I saw. You know what I'm talking about, don't you? I don't know what you're talking about because I was at home the whole time. You're going to keep lying to me. What an actress. You're just going on your own because I was on a business trip. I have no idea what you're talking about. Are you mad because I invited my female friend to the house? Sorry I didn't tell you about that, but she's a friend I've invited before when you were around. No, that's not what I'm talking about. How long are you going to continue lying to me? I didn't do anything wrong. I don't know what you're talking about. I thought you never do anything like that. I didn't know you were that kind of person. I saw something I didn't want to see. What do you mean? Are you suspecting me of cheating on you? Yes, you did cheat on me. Now you finally admit it. I've been feeling that you are a bit suspicious lately. You were on a business trip, Kevin. How were you able to have that kind of feeling? It's not like we've been in touch that much recently. That's what makes me suspicious. You haven't contacted me and I was wondering what you were doing. Not contacting me is a sign that you're no longer in love with me. It's because you're not interested in me anymore, right? What's wrong with you all of a sudden? Are you saying that I'm hiding something from you just because I didn't contact you? You know I'm not the type to contact you often, don't you? I'm not good at doing routine things like this. Listen, why don't we just talk to each other face to face? Enough with the excuses. Get out from where you are. Wait for me. I'll tell you when I get home. Did you understand what I just told you? I'm at home. There's no way I can leave. If you want to talk, you should come home. Oh gosh, this is really troublesome. I'll send you a picture of me at home to prove that I'm not lying to you. What? What kind of quiz is this? You're on a business trip, right? I don't know what you saw, but I didn't do anything to make you suspect that I'm cheating on you. It's the busy season, so I can't even go shopping. I'm working from home all the time. Do you want me to show you my work emails for proof? Seriously? Are you really home? Don't make me say it again. If you're coming home after your business trip, please tell me as soon as possible. I have to go shop for the groceries for dinner. What do you want to have for dinner? I'm going to finish my work and go shopping. Oh, no thanks. You don't have to worry about that. Leftovers are fine. Okay then, thanks for understanding. I'll make something with what we have at home. How soon can you get home? I have to check the fridge. About 40 minutes. Hey, you're really home, right? Oh my god, you're so persistent. How many times do I have to tell you that I'm home? Well then, come home soon so I can cook dinner. You lied to me, didn't you? I knew you were a liar. I trusted you. Wait, what? What is it this time? Don't get angry all of a sudden. Of course I didn't lie to you. I have every right to be angry. I trusted you, but you cheated on me after all. And to do it on the day I returned home from a business trip, that's pretty bold of you. I can't believe I married a woman like that. I trusted you with all my heart. That's ridiculous. Why am I supposed to be cheating on you? Did you have a dream about me cheating? I have the proof here. Look at the pictures. That's you in this picture, right? You can't get away with this. Well, that's me. I look pretty in the picture, don't you think so? It was during the meeting at work. Of course I remember that. Why do you have that picture with you? That's not the point. Don't lie to me. Look at you and the guy. You two are smiling to each other. Don't tell me you have that kind of relationship with him. Let me tell you something. He's my colleague, so that's why I was smiling to him. I think everyone is supposed to be friendly with each other at workplace. Do you expect me to keep a blank expression on my face at work? That's impossible, no matter how you think about it. It's just not nice to do that. We were just having a business meeting on that day. Besides, you know what my work is, don't you? But this picture looks suspicious. Look at the distance between you and the guy. Your eyes look so flirtatious too. That's not true. You're just overreacting. If you still don't trust me, I'll give you the contact information of my colleague. Why don't you check it out with him? I have the minutes of the meeting and other things to prove it. I'm innocent. By the way, who took this picture? Did you hire a detective? What? I can't tell you that. If I told you, you'll hide the fact from me, right? Don't be ridiculous. I'll go to the police if you do something like stalking. I'm sorry, don't do that. Besides, you know who I had a meeting with at this time, don't you? He has been to our house many times for business. You also knew him. Don't you remember saying hello to him? You exchanged business cards saying that he wanted to interview you about your company. Oh, his name is Gregory, right? He was such a nice guy. Glad to hear that you remember him. Gregory knows that you're on a business trip. He was very careful not to cause any misunderstandings, so we had our meeting at the cafe. You don't have any pictures of us other than the meeting at the cafe, do you? Actually, yes. You should tell the person who took the picture not to waste energy on something so useless and misleading. Okay, I'll tell the person. I'm counting on you. I don't want you to misunderstand me. Anyway, how long is your business trip going to last? It's supposed to end next week. Understood. Good luck with that. I'll clean up the mess while I work. Thanks. That's very nice of you. Well, good luck at your work this week. I'll be waiting for you. See you then. Hey, you said you weren't cheating on me, right? For heaven's sake, why are you doubting me again? You're pissing me off. Just tell me what's going on. Don't be upset. Just answer me. Are you sure you're not having an affair? Be honest with me. I'm not lying. I've never lied to you, not even once. Why are you suspecting me for cheating on you? Come on, be honest with me. I'm getting tired of this back and forth. You're cheating on me, aren't you? No, I'm not. I'm tired of you doubting me. I'm tired of you getting upset when you suddenly suspect me of cheating on you when I haven't done anything wrong. You should think about how I feel. I happened to come back from a business trip while you were out, and when I entered my room, men's underwear that's not mine was on the floor. Huh? What are you talking about? I don't know anything about that. I can't do it anymore. Let's get a divorce. I can't believe you had an affair in our house. I can't trust you anymore. I want you out of my house right now. Wait a minute. You've been acting weird ever since your business trip. You've been so persistent that I've been cheating on you. How can you be so sure that I'm having an affair? I don't know what you're talking about. Well, I have proof here. These pants are proof. You think I'm stupid and I won't notice, so you didn't hide those properly, right? I was right to postpone my business trip. I found the proof of your affair, didn't I? Oh, you're back from your business trip again? Don't come back so often, and you should do your job properly. It was worth it for me to come check on you secretly. Your behavior is too suspicious. I knew that there was something going on. I'm so tired of this. I'm really fed up. Well, that's my line. I'm on a business trip, and the underwear of the guy you're having an affair with just popped inside my mind. Do you have any idea how sad I am? My wife, whom I trusted, did such things. I'm sad too, since you suddenly suspected me of cheating on you. I really don't get it. Besides, aren't those underwear yours? If not, it's quite scary since it means that someone has sneaked into our house and put it in your room. They're not mine. I don't wear those lame underwears. Don't lie to me, Brittany. I'm suing you. You better keep that in mind. What are you doing? Did you call the police? Oh, the police called you too. I told them that they don't have to call you. Well, it seems that because you're my husband, they have decided to call you. Why did you call the police? Were you involved in some kind of incident? An incident? Well, I think it's an attempted incident. It was about the other day we had a fight with each other. You had a pair of pants on the floor that you didn't know were there. Oh, you've called the police for something as trivial as that? Of course, I have underwears in my house that neither you and I know about. That means someone is trespassing and could be in and out of the house, right? Of course, I must report that. We have to prevent it before it turns into an accident. You're in too much of a hurry to report it immediately. I mean, you're the one who should report it. Aren't you worried about me? I'm home alone most of the time. It's fine if you come home from a business trip and do a spot check. You should be more worried about me. I keep telling you that I'm not having an affair, so wouldn't you normally think that it might be someone trespassing? That's such a big deal. When I found a pair of men's underwear I don't know about, I think that you might be cheating on me. It could be that you're just lying to me. You're too suspicious to trust. What's wrong with you? No matter how much I say I'm not cheating on you, you keep doubting me. I'm really tired of it. That's my line. I'm the one who's tired. Speaking of which, I'm going to submit these underwear to the police. What? That's not necessary. It's a possible trespassing case. It would help them identify the culprit. Besides, I'm having the house checked. I'd be worried if I didn't have them look in every nook and cranny. You know, there's that thing on TV. You know the ones where people actually live in the attic? Don't make a big deal out of it. It's not like that. It's not impossible. That's why I'm having the police to check everything out. What are you going to do if something happens to me? If they find out anything, they'll call me, right? Well, of course they will. I want them to catch the culprit. Oh yeah, the culprit. Well, let me know when you receive some updates from the police. What? You're curious about that? Even though you think that it's the pants of the guy you think I'm having an affair with? No, well, I'm kind of curious because I'm a kind-hearted and loving husband. Well, but don't make a big deal out of it. Don't call my family or anything, especially my mom. Why shouldn't I let your mom know about this? Oh no, she'll be worried if she hears that. I don't want her to collapse from a heart attack. I see, you're very considerate of your parents. Well, maybe I'll let you know. Just let me know, okay? Hey, what happened to that thing? The police report. You didn't hear anything in particular. Oh, okay then. I knew it was the pants of the guy you were having an affair with. I'm tired of hearing that. How long are you going to play dumb with me? How long do you want me to be at fault? What are you talking about? I'm not playing games. I'm always serious. Well, okay, let's talk later. I have something I really want to talk to you about, too. By the way, you took the liberty of going into debt again, didn't you? What do you mean by that? Did you think I didn't know about that? Don't underestimate me. I know all about it. How many times are you really going to borrow money? Don't tell me you've forgotten. I paid your last debt for you, didn't I? Thank you for your help at that time. But how did you find out about the debt? Because I received several demand letters from the credit card companies. No kidding. I didn't know that you were disposing them, so I won't find out. They arrived while you were on a business trip. Ugh, that's terrible. You took the liberty of looking at someone's mail. Just because we're a married couple, you can't just do anything you want. What you did was an invasion of privacy. No, it's not. I just happened to find it inside the trash can. Inside the trash can? Yes, I was cleaning up and accidentally scattered them. That's when I found out. I recognized it because it was the same one I had received. If you're going to hide something, hide it better. Throwing it away without even tearing it open is really stupid. You thought you could just throw it in the trash can and get rid of it, didn't you? You really are an idiot. You're not using your brain. Anyway, you don't have a credit card, do you? I wonder if you've made a new credit card without telling me. Didn't I tell you before that if you borrow money again, I'll divorce you? You broke your promise. No, I didn't. It's a misunderstanding. It's some kind of scam that happens these days. I was scammed, I think so. What? Earlier you were asking me about how I found out about your debt. Don't try to fool me, Kevin. It was sudden, so I just said it without even thinking about it. You know, sometimes you get caught off guard and talk nonsense. Then what's with all the credit card notices? They're notices about late payments, all of them in your name. But that's not my debt. My friend asked me to make a new credit card for him, but I can't seem to get the money back from him. I'm in real trouble. What? Earlier, you were asking me about how I found out about your debt. Don't try to fool me, Kevin. So your friend is going to pay this bill? Yeah, he will. I'm telling him to hurry up. I'm going to urge him today again. He's a troublemaker. I'm sorry I made a credit card without telling you. I have other things to say. I'll talk to you later. Is there something more? I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Oh, your friend told you about that. Your friend told me that I need to do something with you. I can't believe you're trying to get alimony by faking that I cheated on you in order to get out of your own debt. You really are an idiot. I've never seen such an embarrassing person ever in my life. No, it's not that. There's a reason. Your friend said that you were talking about getting alimony excitedly. You may not know this, but your friend contacted me because he was worried about me. The last time you borrowed money and this time when you faked my affair. I wonder why you couldn't come up with a much better idea. Looks like your friend doesn't you. Well, money talks. Poor Kevin, you got what you deserved. It's a misunderstanding. I don't care if it's a misunderstanding or not. It's stupefying. Well, it's a very typical idea of you. By the way, I've already prepared the divorce papers. No, please don't do that. You didn't want the divorce, but you were trying to get alimony from me? How pathetic. Well, I knew that you won't sign the divorce papers easily. That's why I've told your father about everything. Really? Your father is going to be very angry. I think you should be prepared for that. I told him that you don't trust me even though I didn't cheat on you. You keep doubting me and now you have got into debt again and you're saying that you want a divorce. Are we really getting a divorce? Is this some kind of joke? Are you punishing me? It's obvious, isn't it? I'm seriously divorcing you. You've got into debt and you also have attempted to make a false accuse on me. It's over. Enough is enough, Kevin. I don't want you to divorce me. Please forgive me, Brittany. Good for you. Now you won't get scolded by me if you get into debt again. You're free to do whatever you want. Your father said he'll make you pay the debt. Looks like he doesn't want to help you. He apologized for the trouble you have caused. You were not supposed to tell my father about this. I was really scared when I found the underwear that wasn't yours. You were on a business trip and I was all alone. What if something had happened? Well, I'm relieved to hear that it was yours. I'm sorry. Apology won't help. It's too late. I don't want to see your face ever again. I'm suing you for alimony. You're not really going to divorce me, are you? I need you, Brittany. You're just joking, right? I can't pay both the debt and alimony. I won't do it again, I swear. How many times have I told you the same thing? I've heard it so many times and I'm sick of hearing that from you. I'm not your ATM, Kevin. I'm sending your stuff home for now. Your father is not going to let you in, so good luck with the rest. What? I'm the head of the house now, so you need to get the hell out of here at your earliest convenience. Don't you dare coming back to this house. Kevin seemed to have come back in a hurry from his business trip and sent me many apologetic messages, but I ignored all of them because I had no intention of getting back together with him. In the end, he went back to his parents' house, but his father wouldn't let him in and he was furious. The divorce papers were sent to Kevin's parents' house, and Kevin's father managed to get his son sign those divorce papers, even though Kevin wasn't willing to do that. Currently, Kevin is living a life of poverty in a shabby apartment while being haunted by the pressure to pay for the debts he has gotten into an alimony.
Vanessa, why are you not answering my calls? Suspicious. Too suspicious. What are you doing? I'm going to tell you something important now, so listen carefully. As a wife, your mother-in-law is your first priority. No matter what, I must come first. You don't understand unless I tell you every single time how to behave as a good wife, do you? I'm going to have to give you a good lesson on it then. Excuse me, Ursula. I'd answer if I could. I can't answer the phone while I'm driving. It's dangerous and it's also against the law. Stop making lame excuses, Vanessa. Why don't you just hurry up and stop your car somewhere to pick up my call? I'm sorry for being so inconsiderate, but I just got home. Can I help you? You know what I want to discuss with you, but you're just pretending that you have no idea about it. It's beyond rude to leave suddenly without saying anything. I'm sorry about that. I saw what you did to Ricky. You were yelling out loud, hitting and shaking him hard. I panicked that I couldn't stand still. I thought Ricky was in danger, so I decided to protect my son. I couldn't help but to run away home when you went to the restroom. What are you talking about? Me? Dangerous? I'm the one who raised your husband, Joshua. You just called me a dangerous woman, didn't you? That's rude. You must apologize. I don't think so. It didn't seem to me like you cared about Ricky. Well, I'll be honest with you then. It's because he's not cute at all. What? What do you mean he's not cute? He's your grandson, isn't he? Grandson? According to the family register, yes. But what's not cute is not cute. He doesn't even look like Joshua. His face, his gestures, everything. There's no resemblance at all. I got goosebumps today. I was convinced that he's not Joshua's child. I'm sure about that. What are you talking about? You shouldn't say such a rude thing to me like that. Just because you're my mother-in-law, it doesn't mean that you can say whatever you want. Ricky is Joshua's son. You said the same thing when Ricky was a newborn, didn't you? What should I do to make you believe me? I thought he would look a little like Joshua when he grows up. But he looks just like you, Vanessa. So it's natural to think that Ricky isn't Joshua's son. Are you saying that I cheated on Joshua? I didn't cheat on him. Besides, Ricky was only born 5 months ago. It's true that many people say he looks like me, but a child's face changes rapidly, right? I think his eyes and nose look a lot like Joshua's, even the corners of his eyes when he smiles. No, I don't think so at all. I hope you don't underestimate me. You have an ulterior motive. Perhaps, for years to come, you will cheat and misrepresent your child with another man as Joshua's child and instill affection for him. And when it's finally revealed to you for some reason, you will say to him that you don't care about blood ties because he raised a child with you. I'm sure that you'll do such a thing in the near future. It's all a calculation, isn't it? What a horrible wife. Ursula, it seems that you've been watching too many dramas. How did you come up with that kind of crazy idea? Watching too many dramas? How dare you make fun of me? I won't accept the fact that Rick is Joshua's child. Never. I'll change my mind if you do a DNA test and prove it. I won't do that. See? When you refuse, it's like admitting you're having an affair. You maybe think that a DNA test is a simple thing to do, but it costs money. Are you going to pay for it? What? Are you asking me to pay for it? You really are an ignorant wife. I won't pay for that. Since you're the one who's hiding the fact that you were cheating, you have to pay for the DNA test. I'm telling you, don't you dare to put Joshua in trouble. I won't do it. It's a waste of time and money. I don't need any proof. Joshua knows he's the father of this child. I'm not going to let your delusions of me cheating with other guy get in the way of my son's future. There's nothing more foolish than to pay a lot of money just to prove your crazy delusions. That's why I won't do the test. No matter what you say, Ricky is mine and Joshua's child. That's the truth. I'm sorry it didn't turn out like your favorite sloppy daytime drama, Ursula. No, I won't be fooled. I'll never admit it. You have to take the DNA test. Or I'll make Joshua divorce you. Oh, there you go again. Divorce on the second word. I'm tired of hearing that. Of course not. My son doesn't deserve someone like you. It's a shame for our family to be married to a woman like you who is so uneducated. I was against it. Unlike you, who graduated from a low-level junior college where you could get in if you wrote down the name of your hometown, Joshua has always been a brilliant young man. My beloved son graduated from a top-notch university. Then he got married to you over my objections. He's raising a child born from the result of your adultery as his own child. It's disgusting. Divorce is the only solution. I've told you many times, there's no adultery and there's no divorce. Please stop doubting me anymore. It's really annoying. Oh, you horrible woman. You are. Poor Joshua, totally deceived. A mother protects her children. I will help my son soon. You know what? You're not helping at all. You're just stirring things up. That's what you're trying to do. Anyway, don't bother us anymore with your weird fantasies. I don't have time to listen to your nonsense. Well, I'm busy, so I should be going now. Don't run away. Hey, we haven't finished our conversation yet, okay? Vanessa. You just ignored me again. How rude you are to your mother-in-law. You're a coward for not answering the phone. You think you can fight against me, huh? Ursula. Hey, Ursula. Please answer me. I have something important to tell you. You dare to ignore my call, and now you're rushing me to reply to you? You're a real bad wife, aren't you? It's just unbelievable. When I came home, my room was ransacked. I thought for a moment that it was a burglar. I was about to call the police, but I changed my mind. I was wondering if you were the one who did that. What a wife you are! Now you're treating me like a thief? It's perfectly normal to think there was a burglar, but now you're blaming me. You're the worst wife I've ever seen. I'll have to convince Joshua to divorce you as soon as possible. It's obviously unnatural for a burglar. If it were a burglar, the first thing they would do is ransack the place for money, right? They were neatly placed where they belonged. But on the contrary, only Ricky's belongings were found in a mess. Ricky's drawings were in the trash, his baby bottles were in the toilet, and his diapers were all around the living room, torn to shreds so that they were no longer usable. When I checked, I found that Ricky's bedding was soaked with honey. That's horrible. Someone must have a grudge against you. Oh, like the wife of the guy you're having an affair with. I told you I'm not having an affair. None of my stuff was taken. It's too obvious. The only person I can think of who would do something like this is you, Ursula. If you keep pretending that you don't know anything about it, I'll call the police. Don't be so snippy. What's the matter with you? You sound so angry. How pathetic. I'm just visiting you while you were out of town. You know how messy the room was? I was just trying to help you clean up. You should rather thank me for that. What? Clean up? You just bullied me, didn't you? That's enough. Putting a baby bottle in the toilet isn't tidying up, is it? Also, I can't use the baby bed anymore. Vanessa, who do you think you are that you can talk to me like that? You've shown your true personality. Young people these days don't know how to treat their mother-in-law. Of course, I'd lose my temper like this. How can I have respect for a mean person like you after what you've done to me and Ricky? Oh my god, what a thing to say! You deserve that. You seduced my precious son Joshua with your unattractive body. You want my son to raise a child you made with a stranger. Also, you flatter yourself that you're Joshua's wife. This is just a light punishment for you. I told you, didn't I? Don't underestimate me. Next time, it won't be like this, so be prepared. I've had enough. I'll report all this to Joshua. Huh? Are you threatening me? Feel free to do what you want to do, idiot. Joshua should know that Ricky is not his son. He needs to know the bitter fact. I want my life with Joshua back as soon as possible. I miss the days when we used to live together. I'll do my best to get rid of Vanessa, the evil wife. Don't be silly, Vanessa. What have you done? Joshua took my duplicate key. What did you tell him? You must take a responsibility of what you have done. You told me to mind my own business, so you brought this on yourself. What did you say? Did you forget what you did? I can't live in peace if you break in and do whatever you want while I'm away. I've talked it over with Joshua. Please don't come to our house anymore, Ursula. What's the matter with you? It's been a long time since the last time I was scolded by my husband. You're not only flirting with Joshua, but also my husband. I thought you'll apologize to me in such a gentle manner, but you have everyone on your side now, and your attitude just makes me more disgusted. But that doesn't mean you should stick divorce papers in the mailbox. It's annoying. I just did the right thing. It's because you didn't file the divorce papers. I prepared the divorce papers for you, so fill them out properly. Thank you for your effort, but I told you, didn't I? I'm not getting a divorce. I'm sorry to hear that. By the way, I found evidence of your affair. What proof? Are you making up stories again? I don't do that kind of thing. When you went into the hotel with the guy, I took a picture of it, so you can't get away with it anymore. Ursula, are you a stalker? Oh gosh. Oh dear, there's no point acting like you did nothing wrong. Justice always prevails. Well, I know that you were just trying to run away from the fact since I got the evidence. That was yesterday around 7, right? That's right. So you finally admit that? It was a guy named Alfred who works at the same company as you. It must have been a very inappropriate relationship for him to go out of his way to call you at a hotel while you were on maternity leave. You were all dressed up and flushed as you tried to seduce him. As it was, you quickly disappeared to your hotel room having fun together. I can't believe you had a secret meeting like that so openly. Why don't you use your brain a little more? I beg your pardon? Where were you hiding at that time? That's none of your business. You're filthy. I don't even want you to call my name. How could you go into a hotel with another man while having a husband named Joshua? What a terrible woman you are. I've got the pictures. Your excuses won't work. I don't know where you've been watching this. I'm impressed that you have such a vivid imagination. My boss at work is getting married to my colleague. I was the one who introduced my colleague to him, so he decided to invite me for dinner at a hotel to thank me for what I did. Of course, my colleague was there too. You can't talk to me like that. I'm sure I only saw you and that guy. It's just that my colleague was a little late arriving due to work. We were just waiting for her in the lobby while having tea. What an unsightly excuse! 3 good friends having dinner at a hotel. I wonder why you didn't choose a restaurant instead. My boss and my colleague were planning to have their wedding at that hotel, and they just wanted to check the details in advance. The Italian food at that hotel is famous, you know? It's a popular place to have a wedding reception there. Did you just make up that story in case someone found out about your affair? That story just sounds too good to be true. I filed a report with your boss today about the affair in the office. Now you'll finally feel sorry for yourself, won't you? What? Why did you do that? It's not good for the company's image to keep such an unscrupulous employee. I told him clearly. I even sent him the pictures by email. The person on the other end understood what I was talking about. They were very polite and said they were sorry for the inconvenience. You're out of control. To go to the trouble of calling my company with a totally made-up story like that. You're bothering everyone in the company. As I said, the 2 people who had dinner together with me are getting married, okay? Don't make my boss worry about it, please. I doubt if it's even true, but to be in a hotel with a man who is about to get married? It's sickening. I have sincerely and wholeheartedly disappointed in you. Well, no matter how nicely you make up your story, I'm sure the company will call to punish you. You'd better brace yourself for that. And I'm going to have you leave Joshua, so you must write down the divorce papers. Give me a break, Ursula. You don't understand at all. Silence. I have a lot of preparations to do, so excuse me. Preparations? What preparations? Don't tell me you're still planning something. Please stop doing more nasty things. Ursula, please pick up the phone. Where are you? Do you know where Ricky is? Shut up! I finally made up my mind. What do you mean? Where is he now? Ricky is nowhere to be found. Oh, you're awake already. Looks like the drug was not strong enough. You're quite tough, aren't you? Drug? I suddenly fell asleep because of that? Don't tell me it was your fault. What did you do to me? That's terrible. You'll have to pay the cab fare later. I was kind enough to drive you back to your parents' house. I also packed your daily necessities in your suitcase, didn't I? It was hard work. I can't believe I went to all this trouble for a woman who flirts with everyone. How sweet of me. Now that you mention it, I remember. You were pushing me into a cab, but I got really sleepy and woke up in front of my parents' house. I don't know what happened. Ricky, what happened to Ricky? Please give me back my son. Ursula, where is Ricky? Is he with you? I threw the kid away. I don't want him. Huh? I said that I threw him away. I got rid of him while you were snoring. Got rid of him? What do you mean? You didn't... It's okay. I'm not an ogre. I'm a human being, even if it's someone else's child. I didn't do anything wrong, don't worry. I didn't do anything terrible like dumping him in a mountain or a garbage dump. I wish it were true, but I'm such a kind woman after all. I see. I'm glad that Ricky is safe. I'll go and get him. By the way, how did you get into the house? I asked you to return the duplicate key, didn't I? Don't underestimate me. You wanna know? I made a few spares with the duplicate keys you gave me. That's known that you're a mean woman, Vanessa. I knew you'd eventually ask me to return the duplicate keys. That's why I decided to sneak into your house, put sleeping pills in anything you were likely to eat or drink. I dropped you off at your parents' house just as you fell asleep. Oh, I was so busy at that time. All for the sake of my son, who is coming home from his business trip today. If he had to stay in the same house with his dirty wife and someone else's child any longer, Joshua would be ruined. From today on, it will be just me and him. The time has finally come. I can't wait any longer. So does that mean you're at our house now? Oh yes, officially it's Joshua's house, not your house. Now I'm gonna prepare dinner for Joshua. Do you realize what you're doing? Do you think you can get away with this just like that? This is not a story that will end in laughter. Not only did you bully me, what did you do to my son? You threw him away. Are you out of your mind? I can't believe you're this kind of person. You even made such a sinister and cowardly plan. It's my precious child that I gave birth to with all my might. What do you think you're doing? What if someone does the exact same thing to you? What if someone abducts Joshua from you and abandons him? What would you do, Ursula? Of course, I would never forgive that person. I won't let anyone to do such a thing to my precious Joshua. I'll make sure I catch the person and send him or her to hell where those poor unfortunate souls belong. That's what I was trying to tell you. If someone does nasty thing to your child, of course you wouldn't forgive that person, would you? Don't change the subject. Joshua is my precious son. Ricky is a child of a stranger, born of adultery. Damn it! How many times do I have to tell you? I told you that I didn't have any affair. Wait, Vanessa? Just like how you think that your son is precious, Ricky is my precious son. That's why I won't forgive you. But what about Joshua? It's over. This is the end. Your precious Joshua isn't taking your side anymore. Huh? What do you mean? What did you do to Joshua? How foolish of you, Ursula. Me and Joshua have a strong bond, you know? I called him and explained the situation. He was furious. I've never seen him that angry before. Joshua was furious? That boy never used to get angry at all in the past. Yes, you made your precious son angry. Looks like you failed, Ursula. I could put up with it if you were only bullying me, but not if you started to mess up with Ricky. Wait a minute. Instead of worrying about you, Joshua has decided to cut ties with you. Cut ties? Of course. You have done such a horrible thing to his own wife and son. But the evidence I found proved the affair, right? You're so persistent. I got a call from my boss who took the call. He was laughing. It was the person who answered the phone, the boss I had dinner with. He was worried that I'm being bullied by you. When I told him that no matter how much I told you, you still didn't believe me. My boss even suggested to explain to you along with my colleague. My colleague believes that me and my boss would never have an affair. It's so lame that you're bullying your daughter-in-law like this. You thought that the picture alone was enough to call me an adulterer. You're so paranoid. Everyone in the company laughed in amazement. They said that you're such a lame mother-in-law, Ursula. Stop making fun of me. Your company's employees are nothing but scum. I can't believe that you would go this far. Are you okay? Was that some sort of joke? What? It seems that you're not worried about anything at all. Do you understand your situation? Huh? You were so terrible that I was honestly at my wit's end. I couldn't help myself, so I asked your husband for advice. He said he would help me and gave me some money to use to help Ricky. He said he would collect it from you later. No way! I'm not gonna pay, not even a penny. Just worrying about your own money. How pathetic. But I don't think you need to worry about paying your cost of living. What do you mean by that? It still doesn't ring a bell? I'm tired of talking to you seriously. I'm sure they'll be there soon, so I'll leave the rest to the police. You called the police? You're overreacting. No, I'm not overreacting. What you did was a crime. Did you think I wouldn't do anything? Don't underestimate a mother who's protecting her child. But don't worry, it was your beloved Joshua who called the police. I called him as soon as I woke up. Joshua called the police immediately and without hesitation. Joshua called the police? No kidding. Thanks to his quick decision, while I was calling you, Ricky was found safe and sound. Too bad that it seems things didn't go as he wanted. Oh, yes, your husband contacted me too. He said he'll be divorcing you right away. I can't have that. It wasn't supposed to be like that. Why would it be like that? I don't want a divorce. Well, he said that it's just plain disgusting to have a wife who does such terrible things to his precious son and daughter-in-law. I still have the divorce papers that you shoved into the mailbox. There are many of them, so if you make a mistake, you'll still have some extra papers to write again. Well, even my kind and loving father-in-law was at his wit's end. He decided to divorce you right away. You were the one who'll be leaving, not me. I don't want to. I'm sorry, I'll be quiet. I'll do anything. Please, Vanessa, do something to convince my husband and Joshua. I can't reach either of them at all. Why? They don't answer my messages and calls. What am I supposed to do? I can't help you. I'm fed up with you, Ursula. So I'm gonna stop contacting you too. Goodbye. Vanessa, wait! I don't want to cut ties with my family. The police arrived at the house immediately, arrested my mother-in-law. Ursula got into the police vehicle with a drooping head. Ricky, who was abducted by Ursula, was found safely. It was the result of Joshua spreading the news on social media. An acquaintance contacted us in a panic to say he was keeping Ricky at home, and he was safely protected. Some of our friends came to see us after seeing social media, and we cried at their kindness. When Joshua is no longer angry, he told us that his mother had done something terrible. He apologized to me and told me that he should have realized it sooner. I also began to talk to Joshua more than ever about anything, and I feel like our bond as a couple has deepened. Ricky is growing up well, and it seems that he's happy since his father is spending more time with him. He calls out for his father loudly every day, and I think he has more smiles on his face. Since mother-in-law's attacks have finally stopped, me and my family are now living a happy life. Recently, Joshua and I have been talking about if we should give Ricky a brother or sister. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, give us a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and leave us a comment down below. It means a lot to us. See you next time!